My name is Dawn Brown, and I teach IB Language and Literature for the 11th grade class. Our class really covers a lot of interesting topics that normally you may not be able to tackle in a typical English class. We get to jump into ideas about authors' communication to various audiences. We talk about intertextuality, where maybe you can make a connection to something you've read far into the past, to a small short story today, and something else in the future, to just make ties across cultures and across all different types of writing, to just see how things are connected with what we read. We also study the rhetorical triangle a little bit, which is the relationship between the speaker, the audience, and the message, and what different strategies a writer really uses to get those across to the audience. Well, I like to think that my class is a really engaging place where everybody feels very welcome, where they can share their ideas, and I do expect all students to have complex ideas to share, and so we spend a lot of time allowing students to prepare their ideas, and then they are able to really guide the discussion on their own, where I can just kind of sit back and facilitate some days. It's a really fun place to be, and I don't know, it's just a place where consistently students know what's expected and they always seem to overachieve. It's incredible. This fall, students had a lot of fun with a mock trial that we did in class on Edgar Allan Poe's story, The Black Cat. In that story, you really have to pay attention to the fine details in order to understand the deeper, more complex meaning. And so we put this main character on trial to see if he was truly insane or if he was actually guilty of premeditated homicide. So it was a really exciting time where every student had a specific role, whether they were a character in the story or prosecuting attorney or defense or his psychologist. It was a great way for students to bring in their prior knowledge and extend in some of their interests. On a normal day, students will come in and they'll see my agenda on the board with what our plan is for the day, which varies quite a bit. Sometimes we'll be practicing for a test, but for one of the written tests for IB, but we don't do that every day. That's really kind of rare. But it is important to me that students know how they'll be assessed by IB, and they have lots of time to practice for that so that it's not as stressful. But in class we do a lot of reading together actually, which you may not expect, and students share their ideas. We have great class discussions and they take notes and work together on fun projects. Well, I'm new to Midlothian this year, so I really have not jumped into helping with any clubs yet. I actually like Christian music. I listen to a lot of it. It's very uplifting and I enjoy it a lot.